Today's your lucky day. You are now in possession of Dr. Mesmo's miracle dream catcher, guaranteed to change your life.
These bodies will remain in suspended animation until all 5 dreams have been obtained.
We have to call the police. What if these people are dead?
Now that the chain of dreams has begun, you must feed your dream creature until its belly is full, or your dream may well become a nightmare.
Hi, this is Mike Goedecke, director of Embryo,
Kane Roberts, producer.
and we're here to go over a little podcast we created to step you through the behind the scenes and the making of
Embryo.
So we start off here with our poster, which takes us into the device. Now, initially when we were designing the device, I think at one point in the story the character was a musician.
Yeah, he was a musician. We were looking for kind of an unusual keyboard. We actually found one that was glass tubes that you rubbed and they made a sound and all that stuff. We found so many different keyboards.
So we had hired someone to just go around and take us pictures of lots of weird junk that we could use to build this device.
And we found out there's a lot of junk.
There is a lot of junk. And,
Good junk.
We had him take pictures with the little dollar bills because we never quite could tell how big things were. So after we had all those photographs, we sort of made this photo montage of these 2 different chamber devices.
Right, that would hold the dreams. And actually, if you look, the large glass tube is where the sort of otherworldly amniotic fluid would hold the growing embryo inside of it. So
Right, the large container in the middle is where the creature lives.
Yeah.
Since we knew we had a lot of digital effects in the film, have as much practical stuff work on the set as possible.
Right, we wanted to get it in camera.
In
'cause That's a
camera.
special look.
Having stuff in camera, it can always be augmented with special effects, but it's really hard to do certain things without a tremendous amount of labor.
Yeah, also, it was going to get kind of a cheesy look if we had a little CG
Yeah.
device. It just wasn't going to fly.
So this is my dad, and he helped us build the final incarnation. You'll see there we had a lot of different tubes and actually a lot of lighting and electrical rigging inside the unit itself.
It's pretty incredible that we were able to convey to him an idea, and he put this giant 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle together, and it started working. That was incredible.
Yeah, and this was us. We took a lot of just sort of behind the scenes. This is the first day that we actually filled the container, and we filled it with like a blue luminescent paint that really
I think it
showed
was
up
actually
well.
called a colloidal substance.
It was a
That's
colloidal
what-
substance.
No, but it
Blue-
truly was.
blue
yeah.
colloidal substance.
Yeah, so it gives it sort of a swirly, shiny, luminescent look.
We had bubbles inside of it. We could fill it. We could drain it. We could have all the lighting be controlled. Then we had the helmet, of course. And the helmet, our thought was, let's just get a bicycle helmet and mount some stuff on that. But obviously, we had to unscrew these dreams.
Kind of a bit of a problem to have fluid inside the dreams and have them light up. And will it stay on someone's head and
Exactly.
break and electrocute them?
So we ended up going with this sort of mohawk look.
You'll notice that we allowed Mike to be the guinea pig here, just in case there were any electrical problems.
This is the first person to actually have a dream stolen in the film. And one of the things that was interesting was we had these lights, these little mini like things you put on your keychain, inside each of the tubes as well as one on the top.
Little batteries.
And remember, we wanted to have the light immersed in the fluid.
Right.
And the only way we could do that was to use mineral oil as the
Right.
fluid.
Right.
Because mineral oil doesn't conduct electricity. So my father ended up making the thing, and we needed sort of a picture of Mesmo.
Dr. Mesmo is our character that actually created this helmet, this whole system, this device.
So we actually built a real box. Even though we had CG at the beginning, once again, by building a real box, weathering it, you could actually build something in CG that was texture mapped with real textures. Now, before we did the shoot, we needed the voice because on the set we wanted, to play through loudspeakers the voice of Dr. Mesmo.
I ended up doing the voice. I accessed This Island Earth, and it had this sort of announcer quality to it that I thought was kind of interesting, rather than this really overdone sort of caricature of an alien voice, So.
And this is the location now that we ended up with. A friend of mine was redoing his house, and his house was a series of bungalows. This is what the place looked like actually before we shot there. And this is what we ended up changing this room into. Kane and I spent a tremendous amount of time painting the walls, layering paint. So
To give it a texture, look,
and then we went deeper with the painting, and I went in and taped all the walls, and then I said, well, let's break the walls, and Kane started busting the walls, and we found this amazing lattice work.
Things just seemed to tumble into our hands, and for example, Bill Moore, who's coming up here, ended up helping us design the place, and he was another guy that came in on the 11th hour. I think it was the day before we started shooting. Yeah, so the character is stuck in his own mind. He's agoraphobic, and his world is rotting around him while he sits there. He has no future, and we wanted to sort of convey that a little bit in here. So.
Yeah, so you can see the final coloring that we went in the main room. And then there's all the windows all taped up. We took the fireplace, put a TV in there, and then had one of those little log burning videos.
That would be, he doesn't live in a real world. He'd rather have a fake fire in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because he can't go out to get the wood.
He can't go out to get wood.
But some people think it's a real fire. But if you watch the film closely, there's actually moments where there's like little video glitches. Yeah. Now this is Jeb Johanning, and Jeb runs a company that does video playback on feature films. He's done a lot of big movies. After we would shoot a scene, I'd go over there into a different bungalow where the editing machines were set up, and I would edit that sequence together. Richard Goodman, who's another famous guy in the movie world, he's done lots of big movies. He's actually a sound guy. He volunteered his services to do all the sound in the film.
Ended up falling in love with high def. I mean, taking it from A to Z and having it blown up to 35 millimeter and all that stuff. It was nothing but a great experience. So
David Waldman was our DP, and that's him here.
And you can see he always wants to take the picture.
See, he'll let us take a certain amount of pictures, and then
he says, "Let me take a picture myself.
Let me take the camera." So he was a DP, did an amazing job. I always lit the film with David, knowing that we would be doing an amazing color correct, and Rob Sharada at Company 3 did the color correct, and I knew we were going to change the film really dramatically, but what I really wanted to make sure is we had enough color and enough tonal values in order to grab that and change it in post.
Yeah, we wanted to also make sure that there was a nice play on shadows over everybody, so that they had different dimensions, almost a 3D look in the way that it was shot.